Hey guys, welcome back. So today I thought I would do a little low buy Q&A for you. I get a lot of questions about how I'm doing in my low buy, how I stay on track, where I feel like I've done really well, where I've done really bad and crappy and whatever. So I did a little poll on Instagram and on YouTube, and I asked you guys to ask me some questions. So I'm going to go through as many as I can for you today. So let's get into it. And if you don't follow me already, I would really appreciate it if you would hit that like button and subscribe. It would really help me out. And if you want to see more of my kind of life in my low buy and in my style and capsule wardrobe and just like every day, you can check me out here at Style Apotheca on my Instagram. That's where I'm probably the most active with you guys, so feel free to @ me there. I guess I need my laptop. I'm gonna go get that. And then you're gonna see how I think most YouTubers, can I be called a YouTuber now? I don't even know, but it looks good from like here, this like scenario, and then it's a sweatpant situation. So okay, so wow, I'm using my phone as a monitor. This is a hack. I can do a YouTube video setup for you guys if you want. I'm gonna do a lot of content about my low buy and like my journey with like minimalism or essentialism, kind of capsule wardrobe, that whole thing that I'm learning as I do all this. But I am kind of like into tech and all that kind of stuff too, into fashion. So let me know what you want to see other than low buy stuff on my channel, because I can do most of it. I can try anyways. So we will just get right into this. I asked you guys questions on Instagram and on YouTube. I'll try to get to as many as I can. If I didn't get to your question today, I'm happy to do more Q&A videos. I think they're really interesting and really helpful and just sort of force me to reflect on things that I might not necessarily even be reflecting on myself. So you guys ask a lot of great, inquisitive, intuitive questions that really challenge me. So thank you, and we'll get right into them. The first question was, what was your first purchase after the first months of not buying anything? The first thing that I can think of that made me feel really guilty and really yucky, because it was the first purchase that I made out of an emotional response. And I know some of you saw my last vlog and I talked about how we lost my dog Chaika. I didn't say what happened, but he was diagnosed with cancer and it had spread really quickly. It was a prostate cancer, so it was actually not allowing him to pee. So we were taking him to the vet every day to get catheterized, and it was just like a complete whirlwind. And it was absolutely horrible. So if you have ever lost a pet, I'm so sorry to you as well. It's definitely like losing a family member. But I just remember me and my sister, we went out to the mall just to run some errands for her, and I had actually had to buy new undies. Here is like confessions of a shopping addict. My closet is full and full of jeans and t-shirts and shoes and the same plain white tee and the same button up and the same everything, and I would spend money on that, like on those things on a weekly basis in the past, but I hadn't bought new underwear in like 5 years. So you can see where my priorities were when I was deep into my shopping addiction. But the first thing I actually bought, we were at Aerie, I did purchase my new undies, and I tried on a pair of sunglasses that I really liked. I was home because Chaika got sick and I kind of rushed home for that, and I didn't have a lot of my stuff with me, so I just impulse bought a pair of sunglasses that I liked but I didn't really care about. I mean, they sparked a little bit of joy. They were cute. They kind of reminded me of like some Celine sunglasses that I wanted for some reason, but that was the first thing that I purchased to break my low buy and to break my, like the first thing that I remember purchasing that really broke my rules and made me feel kind of like, that made me feel crappy and gross, and just like all those things that I try to ask myself now before I buy something. I just bought something because I was feeling sad, and I actually remember just saying like, F it, I'm buying these, I don't care. So that was the first thing that I bought. It wasn't anything significant. They were like 20 bucks, but I just remember the feeling of, wow, I failed when I bought that item. So that was the first thing. Okay, this is a good question. What do you do when you think about shopping all day? I still think about shopping all day. I still do browse online and on Instagram, and I do a lot of my old behaviors out of boredom, and especially like if I am waiting for an appointment or if there's like a lull at work or anything like that, I often really do catch myself like immediately going to certain websites. For me, I've just had to be more mindful and think about why I'm doing those things. So I talked about that in one of my previous videos. The question of catching yourself shopping right now, are you bored? So for me, boredom is a major trigger in my shopping. So if I catch myself thinking about shopping, what do I do? Well, for me, I really do try to bring it back down into my gut and into my mind and to be mindful of it. And this is where my therapist is really encouraging journaling for me, because I do catch myself thinking about shopping and actually like browsing quite a lot still. So that's still something that I'm working on. And that is still a behavior that I'm doing to quench a thirst of boredom, to give myself something to do. My main advice would just to try to practice being mindful. Really pay attention to what you're doing and why, and just take pause and think about it. When we slow down, that's when you can really start to evaluate and see, and identify patterns and things like that. So if you catch yourself shopping all day, really stop yourself and think about how you're feeling, where you are, what you're doing, and see what else you could be doing. Maybe you can go for a walk or go do a workout or call a friend or pet the dog. There's different things that you can do to give yourself an outlet or something to do other than shopping, because shopping is not a hobby. It's not a way, in my opinion, like a healthy way to spend your time. Okay, another question. How to keep away from all the sales and discounts, which can be so tempting? Yes, they can be. I found June really difficult because that's when summer sales start going on. That's when you get all these emails of like, you've been such a good client, here's a sale. It seems like it's almost like a frenzy time where there's like all these different sales, you don't even know what to do. The sense of haste and not wanting to miss a sale or not wanting to miss out on the best color or size or whatever, that's meant to be built up in like that, these companies are doing that with intent to build up that sense of haste and urgency to purchase these things. The number one thing that really helped me was the unsubscribe from email chains suggestion that I gave in one of my very first videos of how to stop shopping. That to me is a complete game changer, because for me, out of sight really is out of mind. And so when I didn't get those emails, that prompt just wouldn't be there. So like a lot of the sales from my favorite stores they do happen in June, and people wait all year for them to happen. And a little win that I felt for myself was I didn't even know that this sale was going on until after the fact. I found out about it on social media. Did I check it out? I did. I perused and I looked around, and I didn't, for the first time I can't even tell you, I didn't feel anything. I was scrolling online, I was looking at things, like clicking into things, seeing how much they were, seeing what sizes were available, but I felt nothing. I didn't feel that rush. I didn't feel like that, I need this. I didn't it's like a feeling that I get like in my belly. It's almost like a feeling of like nervousness or butterflies or something that I can physically feel when I know I am tempted or I'm wanting or feeling like I need to buy something. For the first time, I didn't experience that. And I think just not being aware of the sales up until that point really helped by unsubscribing. The other thing that really helped me kind of not care too much about the sale, again, my budget, it always comes back down to the budget. If it wasn't there, then I wasn't going to get it. And my other rule of waiting really helped too. So I know that these sales really, again, they drive that sense of urgency and sense of haste, like you need to buy it now, but chances are it's probably still going to be on sale, and maybe even more on sale if you give yourself a month. So maybe just keep tabs on it. The physical act of slowing down and budgeting for it is required. So instead of buying things on impulse because you felt that butterfly and that stop yourself, bookmark it for a rainy day, and if you still remember it in a month or however long you want to give yourself, then think about buying it then. The other thing with sales is like, I don't know, I just don't care. I have a student loan. Within my low buy, and since I admitted that I had a student loan, I was ashamed about it. I feel reinvigorated to kind of get myself back on the Dave Ramsey plan and put all of my excess money down on that student loan because I want it gone. How much further back is buying that pair of shoes or pair of jeans going to push me from my financial freedom. To me, it's just not worth it. So if you have a why, if you have a budget, and if you can hold off and wait, and if you can unsubscribe, all of those things really help, especially during sale time. Okay, so another question, any books that you found helpful on shopping addiction? Absolutely. Let me get it. If I could recommend any book, it is this one. Dave Ramsey's The Total Money Makeover. Hashtag not an ad. Hashtag I bought this with my own money. I have this on audiobook too, and I listen to it constantly. The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey is one of the things that inspired me to do this at all, to say enough, to say I've had it, and to just pursue my financial freedom and stop playing the victim and stop making excuses and get out of debt and just break my shopping addiction. Because as long as I'm a shopping addict that is acting like a shopping addict and not in recovery, I will never reach that financial freedom. I just won't. This book has everything that I needed. It really resonated with me. The audiobook is more Dave like actually yelling at you, which I personally respond well to, but it just has everything to get your fire started, to get you motivated, and it has actionable steps to make everything you do in your financial freedom journey feel like a little mini win, and it really provokes like a behavioral change. So if I would recommend any book to keep you motivated in a low buy year, in a journey to financial freedom, in a debt repayment plan, or even if you want to just like, you know, save for your retirement, save for a house, if you aren't in debt, if you are in debt, it doesn't matter. This book, I think Dave Ramsey has something to offer for everybody, and I would absolutely recommend him and this book to everyone. Okay, I like this question. How do you get excited about what's in your closet without buying new items? I love this question because I think it's actually a lot easier than we all think. Like, how many times have you said to yourself, you open up your closet, you're trying to get ready for work or whatever and trying to go out, and you have a closet full of clothes with nothing to wear? I think most of us have said that to ourselves, and most of us can relate. The thing I'm learning in this journey of buying less is I'm really trying to curate and develop a personal style that I love and that I feel good in every day, no matter where I'm going and no matter what I'm doing. Using what's in my closet in order to achieve that is really a lot of fun, and shopping your closet can be a blast. For me, I had so much stuff that I forgot what I even had half the time, and whenever I would do a closet declutter, I'd be like, oh, I forgot I had that, or oh, I used to wear this all the time, why did I stop? So I have 2 tips for you. One would be to declutter every so often and just revisit and get reacquainted with what you already have in your closet. I think you'll find that you'll get really excited about certain things that you might not wear anymore, or find things that really serve the style that you're trying to achieve. Like, you don't need to buy something new to create a cute as hell outfit. But my main tip would be to either declutter your closet or reorganize things periodically and rediscover what you have. Kind of KonMari that business, you know, see what sparks joy, see what doesn't. I think you will be more excited than you think you will be when you approach your closet that way. And I think another important thought just in relation to that is, why does it have to be new in order to be exciting or in order to spark joy? For me, that would be the dangerous thought process and pattern. I always thought I needed something new. If I had an event, it had to be new in order to be exciting, and that is absolutely not the case. Probably some of my most fabulous pieces are vintage. So like, there's no correlation or association in value or worth or how important or exciting something is just because it's new. So just keep that in mind as well. I really liked this question. What are your plans for when you complete your low buy? I don't know if I am ever going to complete this low buy. I think doing something like a no buy, I feel like that has more concrete and hard start and stop dates. Like, you can commit to doing it for a month, a year, a week, whatever you want, because eventually you will probably have to buy something. And I think no buys can be generally more restrictive than a low buy. But I think a low buy is more of a lifestyle and a like philosophical change in behavior and viewpoint and feeling about just about like so many things in general. Like, consumption, consumerism. This can all get very deep, but I think low buy is a habit and a lifestyle that I want to be lifelong, because it's teaching me the value of money. Whatever I want to spend my money on, it's teaching me the worth of that. It's teaching me about myself, about how I cope with stress and sadness and even joy. I would equate it to like crash dieting. So I think no buy is very similar. No buy can put you at risk of crash dieting, where you can do it for a certain little while and then maybe you get a craving and then off you go. I know Hannah is a different story. I think that's why she's an exceptional story, because I feel like so many of us, because it's shocking not to purchase something for an entire year, and it's a shock to the system to do that. Whereas I think a low buy mentality, it's more of a long-term, lifelong and sustainable way of thinking about money, thinking about things, thinking about stuff, and just like your personal relationship to that. So just because I said I was going to try to minimize or even stop shopping from January 1st till like the end of the year or whatever, I think it's going to go a lot further than that, just because I'm learning about so much. I'm learning about the environment, I'm learning about my shopping habits, I'm learning about myself personally and my own self-care. So I think I have a lot further to go. I think it's going to take a lot more than just a year, but I'm hoping that this is just the way I'm going to think moving forward. So I think I'll end the video here. I tend to get very babbly and philosophical and all that kind of stuff in these videos. So thank you for sticking with me if you did this long. Let me know what types of videos you'd like to see, or if you have any more questions, please feel free to leave them down below for me in the comments. I try to get back to as many of you as I can. And thank you again so much for sticking around and engaging here. I love the community and just like the support that you guys are giving me and giving each other in this. I think it's absolutely amazing and just something that I never expected would come from this. So thank you so much. So if you like this video and you want to see more, please consider giving me a thumbs up and subscribing. I would love to see you again, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.